Good morning, divorcing gracefully and beyond peeps. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? I haven't been here. I apologize for the movement over here. I'm just trying to get my hand in the best position to hold my phone. I haven't been with you for a coffee chat for quite some time. Casey, you ready to say hi to everyone? Say hi. There she is. So Casey and I are so glad to see you. Hi, Jill. Casey, you want to say hi to Jill? Casey's very focused on looking outside right now and looking at the beautiful weather that we're having here in New York, which is the snow, and watching her dogs, or I should say watching the birds and the other dogs. So guys, hi, I'm Donna Rudowitz, and I'm so glad to see you. And if you don't know who I am, I'm a licensed clinical social worker that has closed her practice, and I function as a master and expert rapid transformational relationship coach. Hi, Jill. Hi, Julie. Hi, Gina. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So really what I do is I help women who are post-divorce reclaim their power, recover their brilliance, and get on their way to living an amazing life. And what I wanted to talk about today is why therapy could be actually hurting your healing process. Now, you might say, Donna, that makes no sense because you are a clinical therapist. And yes, I am. And I love therapy. Don't get me wrong. I think therapy is a great tool because, number one, I am one. Back in my day when I first started doing this work and I was researching what is the best way for me to really, really help someone, I took a year off. I don't know if I've ever told you that, but I took a year off and I went on a sabbatical and I traveled the world and I met with masters, I met with sages, I met with psychologists, I met with psychiatrists, I met with people in the medical field, I met with doctors, because here's what happened. Inevitably, as a clinical psychotherapist, I would be able to get someone to a certain point. But what would happen is, without the tools, without the consistency, they would slide back. And it was driving me crazy because I was saying, why can't we get the consistency, the consistent happiness? And why do we need to be in therapy for 5 or 10 years? Why do we need to have someone else that's there for us to really for us to have that inner happiness? So when I went on the sabbatical, I realized that in this particular journey, the divorce journey, with our heart being broken, the reason why therapy is not the best tool for you is because what you're doing is you're going to a therapist office, and every week you're sitting down for 45 minutes and you're talking about exactly what it is you don't want. And basically you're paying someone to listen to you for years and years and years. That does not move the needle. It gives you information. It gives you awareness. It gives you the understanding of what it is that's going on. But once you have the understanding, once you know where you're at, the therapy is not the best model. Now we need to move into coaching. And this is what I do, rapid relationship transformational coaching, because the results we get is just 3 months, a little over 3.5 months. We get the results because we're not looking at where we came from. We're looking at where we want to go to, right? We want to move in our direction. We want to move forward. And so what I found in my years, again, I only specialize with women that are in a relationship breakup, divorce. And it doesn't mean that you have to be married and divorced. It could mean that you had a long-term relationship, that the heartache and the soul suffering and the soul fracture that affects a woman who's been affected by divorce or relationship breakup is a very different tool. What I like to say is, think of me, let's say I decide to go and I want to be a plumber. Right? And I go and I am a plumber and I learn how to plumb, and I'm the best plumber that there is that's out there. You need something plumbed? Come to Donna. She's going to help you. Now, let's say I decide I want to be a pastry chef and I go to France. I find the best pastry chef because I'm all about finding the best person to alleviate the problem. I'm not the person that wants to beat around the bush and go through 10 or 15 people to find the solution. Find me the best person, get me the solution so I could get on with my life. That's the type of person I am. So I go to France, I find it, and now I show up in the bakery with all my plumbing tools. Not going to help me bake a cake, right? The plumbing tools are great. They're going to help me plumb, but they're not going to help me bake a cake. It's the same thing. We've been using outdated tools to heal our heart post-divorce. Therapy, the programs, like the books and the podcasts, they're not bad tools. They're great tools, but they are not going to help you move the needle in your life. If you're the type of person that wants to continue to talk about what you don't want and wants to continue living in a life of just not having things manifest the way that you want, there's no shame in that. That's okay. You could keep doing that. And therapy would be a wonderful tool for you. But if you're the person person that is done. You have grown out of therapy, that you've tried everything. You've read the books, you've done the courses, you've been to therapy, and yet this part of your life, the healing of your heart in your own self, right? The own self first, because that's the key, guys. Here's the key that no one is telling you. In order for you to attract your ideal soul partner, you, my friend, have got to become your own best soul mate first. It's like the law of gravity. You could fight the law of gravity all you want, but if you walk off the end of the cliff, you're going to go down. It's the same thing here. If you don't become and get into alignment with your own heart, even if you think that you're past the trauma, even if you think you're ready to date, just look at the universal data. Has your life shifted? Are you attracting good men in your life? Or do you have good people? Is dating a nightmare? Or are you afraid or fearful that you're going to attract the wrong person? That just means it's not that you're doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything bad. It just means that you're not using the right tools. So if you're ready to get moving, and if you're ready to really take a hold of your life, Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond is a rapid transformational 12-week program, and it is open. This is the best time of year, my friends, to join, to get into it, because by the summer, you're going to be in a very different place. And the biggest gift that I say to everyone who comes through DG, to all my sisters who are in DG, is you get the gift of peace, the peace of your heart. So know that if you have a desire to be living a certain life, if you have a desire to be loved, to be adored, it's got to start with you. You've got to love and adore yourself first. You've got to love and adore yourself the way you would like your lover to. It's becoming your own lover first. And it's learning and getting rid of the trauma that no longer serves you. Because the beliefs and the patterns that you've been taking with you from the past is what we all do. That's what humans do. That's how our brain works. But we do get the opportunity to tell our brain, we don't need to think that anymore. And here's where we're going, right? We get to direct our brain. And so that's the difference between coaching and therapy. And that's the difference when I went on that sabbatical many years ago, is that it's, I think sometimes we go to tools that are comfortable to us and what we know and what feel good. But what ends up happening is 5 years go by, 6 years go by, 10 years go by, and we're still in the same place. And it wasn't good enough for me. As a therapist, I didn't want the women who were coming to me to be dependent upon me. I didn't want the women to be, sort of in my practice for 3, 4, 5 years. There's a saying in the therapist world, that there are some clients that will put on the extension on their home because that's the client that stays with them for 20 years. That's not what I wanted. I wanted women to come to me, for me to be able to teach them the tools, because I am not your guru. I am not supposed to make you happy or better. I have been gifted with the tools to teach you how to do that. And then you take them on. I'm your surrogate in the beginning, but then you take them on. And this is consistent, life-changing processes that we use here that you will have for the rest of your life. It's not just a one and done. It is literally the rest of your life. And so that was my mission, is to equip you with the right tools, the right framework, the right mindset. Because if we don't change the inside, the outside's not going to change. And you could tell me to the cows come home, Donna, I'm not going to attract another narcissist. I'm not going to attract another person who's not good for me. But if you have not changed your patterns, your beliefs, your behaviors on the inside, it doesn't matter what you say, because we don't attract by what we say per se. We attract more by what's vibrating on the internal, what our feelings and beliefs are. And most of those are even subconscious. We don't even know what's there. I always find it interesting when we're going through our group Q&As during my Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond 12-week program. As I'm coaching someone, inevitably, I have other women that are like, Donna, I didn't even know that was me. I didn't even know that I had that feeling. I didn't even know I was struggling with that, because again, it's in our subconscious. We don't know. But when we see it and we're able to become aware of it, we're able to do something. And what I like to say is we're able to evaluate, is this a behavior, a belief, and a pattern that we want to keep? If it's yes, then let's keep it. And if it's not, let's get rid of it. If you are ready this year, 2022, to draw the line in the sand and not be the cat lady living alone in the condo, and not be the woman that I talk to 5 or 10 years from now and talk to you just as if your divorce happened yesterday, that's a tragedy. Your life is far too important to be stuck. Your life is far too important to accept crumbs. And yes, I know it's scary. I get that it's different. I get that it feels uncomfortable, but that's what change is all about. Change is all about hiring the right people and being in the right community to help you move through the change, or else nothing changes. It's a definition of insanity, expecting a different result, but not doing anything different. So no, you're in the right place. I'm so glad that you're here. And right below this video, there will be a link to book a free breakthrough call with me personally, where we will strategize where you're at. We'll look at what's not working for you, where you're stuck. We'll look at where you want to be. And if I feel I could help you, I'll let you know. And I'll invite you into the Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond program. If I feel that that's not the right space for you, I will let you know too. Right? I will let you know what the best move for you is. But this is not a call just to chat. This is not a call just to ask for a book recommendation. This is the call if you're serious. Right? I have limited spots for these times, and I'm here to guide you through. And if you're serious about really wanting to make a change this year, then let's chat. And I'll see you later. Bye.